Let me just say how important it is to have a rule vote. Once we have the rule vote, we have the path to the floor. And all of our members voting for the rule says that we will pass, as Mr. Hoyer said, we'll pass the bill, and as the distinguished whip said as well. So the rule vote, people have to understand, this is the threshold. And so we'll cross the threshold that'll take us to that.
Republican votes to pass the bipartisan plan?
Well, we hope to have as many Democrats as possible to pass the bipartisan plan.
Madam Speaker, yes. Madam Speaker, yes. A couple of questions on that. Congresswoman Jayapal came out with a statement indicating that she will not support her caucus, the Progressive Caucus, the infrastructure bill, if it goes without Build Back Better, that she would rather wait until the CBO score comes and that moderates are on board both. Have you spoken to her, and do you have the votes right now for the infrastructure bill?
We all speak to each other quite regularly. In fact, it's not a chance to say I spoke once or twice. It's a constant conversation among all of us in our caucus. And the fact is, we believe it is necessary to pass the BIF so that these jobs can come online as soon as possible. We have waited a while. We had hoped to pass it sooner, but we can't wait too much later for the legislation. I do believe that there are a large number of members of the Progressive Caucus who will vote for the bill. That is my understanding. I whip the members at the time. I have my own. No, Mr. Clyburn has the official whip count. I have the Speaker's secret whip count. I don't tell anything that people tell me, not even you, my dear good friends.
Invested in its infrastructure. Now, I'm sure my friends across the aisle will remember in 2016, President Trump was then campaigning for office. And he pledged to the American people that he would present a $1 trillion infrastructure program for this country. 2017, no such infrastructure bill. 2018, no such infrastructure bill. 2019, no such infrastructure bill. But in 2019, in early 2019, the president said $1 trillion is not enough. We ought to do $2 trillion. That was President Trump. $2 trillion was his suggestion. And we asked him, Mr. President, we'll support that. Tell us how you think we ought to fund it. Oh, we had to fund it. The president never came forth either with a bill or with funding for a bill. So we didn't pass that. This president said, no, we do need infrastructure. And the figure that Trump used is not certainly what this country needs, but it is a very, very good start. And so he sent down a bill to accomplish that objective. That bill was not the one we passed because 8 senators from the Republican side of the aisle and 8 senators from the Democratic side of the aisle got together, talked about what can we agree upon. I hear so much, particularly from when I have colloquies with the minority whip about bipartisanship. We ought to come together. We ought to work together. Well, 8 senators on the Republican side and 8 senators on the Democratic side did exactly that. And what happened? They then went down to the White House. They talked to the White House, and the president worked with them. And they agreed. So this is a bill that the president, 19 Republican senators, 50 Democratic senators
really decided how much they're going to cost on a bill that is already has a price tag of $1.75 trillion. I mean, just 10 years ago when Barack Obama passed the bailout for $900 billion, it was a lot of money. And so they're moving forward without the CBO score.
That's right.
They're going to have to live with the consequences of passing something and not knowing what's in it because people will find out eventually what is in it, in Nancy Pelosi's words.
So we're just getting all of this, as we went to air moments ago. And I just want to clarify, because you made exactly the right point a moment ago, because they are going to vote on the infrastructure bill first, which
the fastest growing major economy and one creating jobs at a faster pace than anyone. Yet, yes, there's a lot more to be done. We still have to tackle the costs that American families are facing. But this recovery is faster, stronger, and fairer and wider than almost anyone could have predicted. That's what the numbers say. But we want to make sure that people continue to feel it in their lives, in their bank accounts, in their hopes and expectations for a tomorrow that's better than today. That's what it's all about. Making sure our recovery is fully felt. To determine that depends on two things that are entirely within our reach. The first, for our economy to fully recover, we need to keep driving vaccinations up and COVID down. In that effort, we took
So folks, the IRS has started issuing refunds to 430,000 more taxpayers who received unemployment benefits last year. It's the latest batch of corrected refunds for millions of people who paid tax on benefits, which were excluded from income last year under the American Rescue Plan. Under the legislation, the first $10,200 of unemployment compensation received last year would not be taxed for individuals who make less than $150,000. Now, the estimated value of the new rounds of refunds totals over $510 million. To date, the IRS said it has identified at least 16 million taxpayers who received unemployment and may be eligible for an adjustment. So far, the agency has sent out 11.7 million tax refunds, valuing about $14.4 billion to recipients of the federal benefit. Efforts are also ongoing to correct overpayments, so that taxpayers impacted by the law will not have to file an amended return. The IRS said the review of returns is nearly complete, as the IRS already reviewed the simplest returns. So another batch of corrected refunds is slated to go out before the end of the year. Though the federal agency did not provide a narrower time frame for when such payments will be distributed. Typically, the IRS sends out letters to impacted taxpayers within a month of the adjustment with details of the payment. And according to multiple news sources, stimulus checks have come and gone for many Americans. Some families are still earning the child tax credit payments, but the stimulus check release for the everyday American has slowed. According to multiple sources, if you are a new parent, your bank account might get another $1,400 payment. Americans will qualify for payments of up to $1,400 from the third round of checks that's received in March 2021. The income requirements are still $150,000 for married couples, or $75,000 for individuals. Eligible new parents must also inform the IRS that they had a baby when they filed their 2021 taxes in 2022 to receive the stimulus checks for those dependents. Now, parents are not the only ones who can expect to receive an extra stimulus check. Multiple people across the country, in states like Michigan, Georgia, and Florida, have dispersed payments to their teachers. Michigan sent out $500 in hazard pay bonuses for teachers and $250 for staffers at the end of February, costing the state $73 million total. Georgia issued a $1,000 retention bonus to about 230,000 K-12 public school teachers and staffers. The money came from the $660 million in stimulus money that the state received. Is your state or is your governor doing the same? Tell me in the comments down below, everybody. And if you support the fourth stimulus check, then tell me in the comments below.